Hello world, Assalamu alaikum. This is Songlap News Now. UN to support Bangladesh reforms, flood rehabilitation measures. Dhaka, September 22, 2024. BSS, the United Nations will support Bangladesh in wide ranging areas including police and election reforms as the interim government rolls out major restructuring of the country's institutions, said the UN's resident coordinator in Dhaka. The chief of UN in Bangladesh, Gwyn Lewis, came up with assurance when she paid a courtesy call on Chief Advisor Professor Yunus at his Tejgaon office here today. During the meeting, they discussed reforms, corruption, floods, Rohingya crisis, and the UN-led investigation on the July-August carnage. Gwyn Lewis expressed her support for the reform initiatives undertaken by the interim government and she thanked Professor Yunus for taking up extraordinary role as the head of the post-revolution administration. The chief advisor said this was the most unifying moment for the whole nation and the main job of his government was to set an example for everyone. This is a great opportunity for the country to reform the economy and fix almost every institution, he said. Gwyn Lewis inquired about the reforms in these security forces, including police administration. The chief advisor said the government has made police reform a top of its priorities. He said the government was also committed to set up an integrated national IT system which will ease hassles and cut corruption in the country. Professor Yunus said the government has also formed a commission to make major reform in the electoral system so that votes can be held in a free and fair manner. Lewis said the UN-led investigation team has already started working on the murders and mayhem committed during July and August. She said UN agencies, WHO and ILO, were looking at ways to help the injured victims and people who were traumatized by the events. The UN resident coordinator said the UN has provided $4 billion for the post-flood rehabilitation in the country's eastern and southern region. She said some 18 million people in Bangladesh have been hit by floods since the beginning of the monsoon, and the UN was coordinating aid from the agencies and charities for the flood victims. Professor Yunus sought UN help for instituting an early warning system for floods in South Asia. They also discussed environmental climate change and the Chittagong Hill Tracts issues, with Lewis outlining the aid work the UN agencies have done in the three hill districts. Professor Yunus sought UN help for building a better future for the Rohingya children in the campus, saying a whole generation of angry young people is growing up there. আই ভোট, একটি স্পর্শী একটি ভোট সমগ্র জাতির জন্য একটি চূড়ান্ত নির্বাচনী সমাধান। আই ভোটের নকশা ও প্রস্তুতকরণ দুটোই হয়েছে সর্বসাধারণ ভোটারদের জন্য, যেন সবাই একটি স্পর্শে একটি ভোট দিতে পারেন। আই ভোট, ইনস্ট্যান্ট রেজিস্ট্রেশন অফ ভোটার্স, instant creation of executive positions, instant nomination of candidates, instant vote event management, instant result of the vote event. This is the voiceover text of this news published in the Bangladesh Sanbad Sanstha website on September 22, 2024. Thanks for watching. Comment, share and subscribe when you like.